way. They are whining, complaining, and they are playing victim. I'm not saying they are not a victim, but they are playing victim. They are perpetuating being a victim. And these are sizable books. They are minimum 200 pages. You can download them absolutely for free by simply going to, for example, this one, you just go to getmymarriageback.com, smartrealestatewholesaling.com, realestatemoneysecrets.com. So yes, I am a 3 times author, and those books are out there for your consumption, and they are also available everywhere on Amazon, anywhere that you pick up books. So in case you prefer a physical book like that,
get her to where she wanted,
right?
And then get a structure around her already, and then she's done. So and it's incredibly interesting that nowadays I see so many people like her. Then I had never experienced it, but now I see so many people like that who are like, you're just here to serve a purpose.
Yes.
And it's about me. And once you've served that purpose, we're done. And I discovered that the challenge of men at that point was, how do you live in that world and then slowly change the perception, slowly change this paradigm, and change it till this person wakes up one day and turns and looks at you and says, you know what, maybe I was wrong, maybe I should just see you as someone that is a long-term thing that will not end. Like, I'm just wrong. Because if you look at it now, pretty much it's more about, you serve my purpose or there's a divorce. You serve my purpose, you do exactly what I want, or there's a divorce. And so as of that time, I really didn't understand it. And so I couldn't understand a lot of things. For example, some of the kind of things me and you have discussed about, I came from a world where everything was reciprocal.
Right.
Very, very reciprocal.
So you had expectations of.
I had expectations,
and you felt like it was, from your perspective as a man, you were looking forward to more of a, I think they call it symbiotic relationship.
Yeah. And then I discovered that wasn't what this person wanted. And then I looked at also based on expectations, and I experienced one other thing that was very strange and very, very scary. There are people who can easily read your expectations, and I don't know whether it has anything to do with past trauma or what happened to them in the past or whatever. They just decide that I will not meet your expectations.
Right.
And that your job is to spend your life to prove to me that you love me, even though I've consciously, refused to meet your expectations.
So you felt like this person came basically to your ward, eat up what they want to eat up.
Yeah. Because
discard you. And
Yeah. Because if you look at it, they didn't have their papers when I met them, and I came into this country. I didn't know anything about the myth of the paper thing.
Yeah, because you were born here. You're like me. You're naive. You don't know
I was
how
naive.
powerful what you have is in that blue passport.
I didn't know anything about getting American citizenship. I didn't know anything about paper. I didn't know anything about how the divorce system works. I didn't know a lot of things. I had no idea. Now, that is my side of the story. The other side is I saw several people who were really good people.
We're good people
getting burnt.
Right? Yeah.
Good people, in my opinion, where when I laid my ears to the ground, it wasn't really domestic violence.
It's usually not that, by the way.
It wasn't domestic violence. When I laid my ears to the ground, it wasn't domestic violence, nor was it, what's the other accusation I normally hear? Nor was it rape. It wasn't domestic violence, it wasn't rape. It was more
say grip because of the YouTube algorithm, grip.
You say?
You say grip. Use the G before it. Grip.
Okay, grip.
Because of the algorithms. Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't about that, but rather it was about like, I'm standing my ground, and then at some point it came to the point where it led to the person being emasculated. It was like, I'm just standing my ground, and then the person is forced out. The person has to walk away. If the person really is extremely peculiar or particular about their ego and their pride and everything, then they have to walk away.
Right.
They have to walk away.
Right.
So, but if you're not peculiar or particular about those things, then you stay. So I saw a lot of guys who, at some point, they wanted to hold on to what they thought was their pride or their ego or
Their marriage,
their,
basically.
and that just ended the marriage because the other person is really out to sink that, to bring it down. And then sometimes I now saw that it was really more of, I think in my journey in life, I started asking myself, what really is love though? What really is love? I think I did go into a point where I was frustrated. I did go into a point where I was like, I don't really understand what love
Do you
is.
think you might have gone to depression at some point?
I don't think it was depression. It was more of a, like, it was more of like a crash. Depression is different. Mine was more of a crash, like an intellectual crashing of that. I thought I knew what love is.
You thought you knew.
I thought I knew, and that now I'm not really sure because I'm seeing a group being told you have to give, you just have to give, and another group says based on how much we receive, we will decide if you're worthy enough for us to even give.
Yes.
Okay, so I saw one side that it is just imperative that you must give, and the other side stands to judge if you've given enough, and that if you've not, and based on their judgments, then they will now decide: do you deserve your respect? Do you deserve to receive? Do you deserve anything at all?
Right.
And I felt that was very different from what I saw in Africa.
Yeah,
that was very, very different from what I've experienced.
It's different from what you observed in
It's
Africa.
different from what I've observed.
Because you were not married in Africa. You were just a young person that were, like you said, you were being protected. So you were also probably being protected from a lot of things you didn't see. Because our fathers sometimes will, they come out in a certain way. They don't always reveal everything that they're going
exactly
through. Right?
Exactly. So I woke up and I felt that what I've seen or what I've experienced was, at some point it was just, it was horrific to me.
You thought it was all lies. It's like the red pill conversation, right? Everything you thought you knew was a lie.
Happened to me. It was a crash. Man. Yeah. It was a crash.
The only way I can relate with you is because I've gone through similar stuff. You feel me? Right? It's because I've gone through similar. That's the only way I can relate with you, right? I also see a lot of people in the space. When we call the space, I'm kind of like intercepted with what they call the manosphere. I'm not really too keen on what I'm seeing, what the manosphere represents today, because people don't do the work to go through proper healing. They just start yarning all over the internet. And then, like kind of like what you went through, you did that video 8 years ago, and you now realize that that video did not give me the power or the conversation I'm looking for. Instead, it worked against me. Precisely within the context, the ecosystem that we live in, because it is what it is. The reality is that it's an ecosystem.
It's true. That's true.
And you have to deal with these people, so you better know how to communicate with them in a way that they won't destroy you, because they will destroy you.
Exactly.
The internet will absolutely destroy you. They will dig up stuff from 7 years ago and destroy you. But I also feel like the power of the internet has limitation. There's a few concepts and secrets that I will continue to share here on Man of Prestige, right? It's not going to be one day, right? But this is all power moves. I keep telling people it's power moves and learning relationships and power moves. That's it. You can apply it in marriage. You can apply it in any kind of relation. You can apply it in man-to-man relationship, because men are more so in their emotions more than ever before, right? More than ever before. I would say that I wouldn't say our parents did a bad job. They lived in their own lives, different generation, and we're responsible for our own lives. They gave us a little bit, and we're supposed to build on top of it. We don't get to turn around and blame them for living their own lives, just like they don't get to turn around and blame us for having us, right? Every individual to each his own. So yes, that was a fantastic background that will give us. Let me just extract the lessons really quickly. I need to extract the lessons as we move, right? If you're going to pick up the video and record, I told you a story. You told us your story. This video went viral. As a matter of fact, I will share this with Morayo on Instagram. She follows my wife and I on Instagram, so that maybe they can turn it into some kind of bigger discussion. The truth is that men's right is a real thing. I just think men are going about it the wrong way. They are whining, complaining, and they are playing victim. I'm not saying they're not a victim, but they are playing victim. They are perpetuating being a victim.